Now it's time for your 420 Radio News for Tuesday, March 26, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. Drug dog Sniff is an unconstitutional search, rules the U.S. Supreme Court. This from HuffingtonPost.com. The Supreme Court ruled Tuesday that police cannot bring drug-sniffing police dogs onto a suspect's property to look for evidence without first getting a warrant for a search, a decision which may limit how investigators use dogs' sensitive noses to search out drugs, explosives, and other items hidden from human sight, sound, and smell. The High Court split 5-4 on the decision to uphold the Florida Supreme Court's ruling, throwing out evidence seized in the search of Joelis Jardines' Miami area house. That search was based on an alert by Frankie the drug dog from outside the closed front door. Justice Antonin Scalia said a person has the Fourth Amendment right to be free from the government's gaze inside their home and in the area surrounding it, which is called the curtilage. He said, quote, "The police cannot, without a warrant based on probable cause, hang around on the lawn or in the side garden, trolling for evidence and perhaps peering into the windows of the home," Justice Antonin Scalia said for the majority. And the officers here had all four of their feet and all four of their companions planted firmly on that curtilage. The front porch is the classic example of an area intimately associated with the life of the home, end quote. He was joined in his opinion by Justices Clarence Thomas, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Sonia Sotomayor, and Elena Kagan. Greens and ACLU push to legalize marijuana in Portland, from theforecaster.net. Several hundred people have signed a petition to legalize recreational use of marijuana for city residents over the age of 21, according to petition sponsors. The Portland chapter of the Maine Green Independent Committee began circulating the petition for a citizens' initiative last week. 1,500 signatures are required to put the question on the November ballot. Quote, "We expect to turn in about 3,000 signatures and have already collected several hundred in just the first few days," end quote, said Tom McMillan, chairman of the Portland Greens, at a City Hall press conference on March 21st. McMillan said the committee supports marijuana legalization for adults over the age of 21 because current policies have negative impacts on those who use marijuana and on city and state government. Medical marijuana bill goes to the New York Senate from Metro.us. New York State Senator Diane Savino introduced a bill today that would legalize medical marijuana in New York State. Under the Compassionate Care Act, doctors will be authorized to prescribe marijuana use for patients with serious medical conditions. Certified patients or designated caregivers will be allowed to possess up to 2.5 ounces of marijuana. People with medical marijuana prescriptions would be issued registry identification cards by the Department of Health. Medical marijuana goes even more corporate, from Forbes magazine. It's hard to ignore the prevalence of medical marijuana dispensaries in California and elsewhere. But when I said I thought the industry was going corporate, I didn't realize how true it was. Now I'm getting merger notices. Yes, marijuana mergers and acquisitions is here. MedBox announced the acquisition of 100% of Vaporfection International, manufacturer of Vaporfection vaporizers. MedBox was featured on the cover of the Los Angeles Times business section under Wall Street Sees Opportunity in Marijuana. Vaporfection makes herbal delivery systems. The deal involved the issuance of 260,000 MedBox stock warrants. MedBox sells and services automated, biometrically controlled dispensing and storage systems for medicine and merchandise. And Vaporfection seems quite the catch. Vaporfection claimed Best Vaporizer in Product of the Year at the Cannabis Cup in Amsterdam 2011 and Best Vaporizer at the Kush Expo LA 2012. The company's patented designs cause marijuana to release its medicinal ingredient into the vapor. The resulting vapor is pure, virtually odorless, and goes into the patient's respiratory system. Vaporfection revenues are projected to exceed $4 million in 12 months. New marijuana laws being tested in Washington and Colorado, from CoinLocal6.com. A tiny number of bars, cafes, and private clubs are catering to the new stoner class in Washington and Colorado, since voters last fall made them the first states to legalize marijuana for adults over 21. Both states prohibit public use of marijuana, and most bars are steering clear of allowing pot use, but a few have been testing the boundaries in hope of drumming up business and making a political statement. So the establishments are trying various strategies to allow on-site consumption. Some are forming private clubs, while others are getting around a smoking ban by letting patrons use vaporized pot. And that's your 420 Radio News for Tuesday, March 26, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we go behind the headlines and take a look at forced prison labor and how Unicorn is screwing American small businesses. You're listening to 420radio.org. This is the Russ Belville Show. We'll be right back.